Alright guys, just a little bit of an update here on Workshop Taz. I'm going to probably put this video before the other one, just so I can explain what I did. So anyway, as I was shooting this is at 70 psi, so this was just holding the gun to the wood. This was holding it down with a little bit of pressure. That was 70 psi, this was about 75 psi, so it sunk them pretty good. And then this was about these last ones here. I'm sorry, so I'll show you guys that the last ones here are about 80 psi, not quite. Yep, just right at 80, and that got them to just about right. So, like I said, I'll put this video before so you guys know what I did, because the other video I shot these two and I went ooh, and I was gonna adjust the depth control, and then I got to thinking, well, wait a minute. Crank up the PSI a little bit, and that's what it does. I cranked up the PSI, it sunk the nail really good into the 4x4 here. One thing that I noticed is this gun doesn't seem like it's lacking for power. It definitely has a lot of punch. I don't have anything to compare it to because I've never had any other framing nailers but this one, but it seems to it doesn't seem to have any problems sinking a nail. Chances most of us aren't always going to be sinking nails into something like this, so 70 psi would obviously, if I can find my other roll, would obviously be perfect for 2x4 type construction. Sunk it in there pretty good. Anyway, like I said, I'll probably put this video before, so if you see this one first, go to the next video where we actually fire this puppy up for the first time, and I kind of talk about explain my dilemma and what I'm up against and some information that I need to find out and all that good stuff. So thanks for stopping by Workshop Taz. Please comment, rate, and subscribe, and thanks for watching the videos. And if you guys have any input on this particular gun, like I said, this was just what I did for pressure-wise. The other video will tell you what gun I was using and why and all that good stuff. So with that, take care. Thanks a lot. Bye. Good evening, YouTube, and welcome back to Workshop Taz. Thank you for stopping by and seeing what kind of crazy mischief I'm up to today. And I believe it was the video before last. I did the brad nailer from Harbor Freight, and I actually kind of like that. I ran quite a few brad nails through it. It seems to do just fine. I found out that if 70 is pretty much at its peak performance, if you crank it up to 75 or 80, it works. It has a little more kick, but it kind of does some funky things. So 70 seems to be worked pretty good for the brad nailer. So today we're going to play with Brad's big brother, and we have obviously the essential pneumatic 30-degree framing nailer. I don't know if I can get that all in the camera or not. If I get it up here, it's too close. Well, I guess maybe we'll do a close-up there. Not that you guys really care, but we'll just do it anyway. What I had to do, a little modification, like I said, on all my tools, I go for this short inlet, and I'll get that right in there so you guys can see I have a lot less problems with the shorter, fatter one. Harbor Freight sell these individually. You can get them pretty much all over. Harbor Freight's pretty much got the best price on that. I looked at, what did I look at yesterday? At McLendon's, and they were slightly more expensive for like one. I go, yeah, you know, I'll just wait. I can also get them at tool specialty stores and stuff like that. That's just my preference. You don't have to put them on there. I'm not suggesting you do. Also, this is not an instructional video. This is strictly for entertainment purposes only. But while you're doing your entertainment, make sure you have your safety glasses on and wear some hearing protection. And once again, don't point this at anybody. Don't point it at yourself. No, you can't shoot the wife with it. Don't point at the dog or the cat. This is a tool. It's not a weapon. So, here's what we got. We got central pneumatic framing nailer, 28 degree, which not the 21 degree, not the 3-in-1 or 2-in-1. I guess it's a 3-in-1. I was debating on that. It's the 28 degree only. Shoots clipped head nails. It ranges from 2 3/8 to 3 1/4. There's a couple guys, contractors, Russian contractors on YouTube that are using these for building some houses. They seem to like them. That's great. You know, the Russian guy seems to, I can't think of what his channel is or what his name is. He says his name, I can't remember it right offhand. That's my bad. But they're building not just houses. The last house they used this on that I could see the video was 10,000 square feet, and he swears by these. His opinion is, why spend more for a brand name when these seem to work just as well? That's his words, not mine. A lot of you contractors, maybe some of you are using this, some of you are not. I mean, if I was a contractor, I would probably stick with a brand name, but hey, if it works, it works. I think it's with it. $79 regular price, you get the 20% coupon, and you get it for a little bit cheaper. Now, and it's heavier. This is, I can't remember what the weight of it is, but when I weighed it yesterday with two slides of nails in it, slide is but two of these little guys in there, it weighs about 9.7 pounds. I'm going to try to get my face in the camera here. It weighs 9.7 pounds. No, it's not. Yeah, 9.7 pounds. So round it off to about 10 pounds with it loaded. Yesterday I went to my favorite McLendon's, and lo and behold, there was a Porter cable there. And I thought, oh, that's kind of neat, sitting in the stand. So I went to grab it and see what it was about, and almost hit myself in the face with it. It was considerably lighter than this. So if you're a big beefy guy and you don't mind throwing something like this around, that's great. If you're not, after about, a few hours, you might start to wear on this. If I had to use, I'm not a contractor, and what I need to do with this is I got two projects this summer, a fence, and I want to enclose my patio. That's about it. So I don't really want to go spend $229 or $250 for a name brand that will be lighter, but then it's going to sit for the lifetime. I mean, I bought a package of nails, a box of nails, 2,000 nails, and they will probably last me the rest of my life, unless somehow I don't plan on any house modifications except for the closing the patio and the garage. I got to build a fence, and that's about it. If I had a lot of other projects, I might consider a different gun, and probably would consider a different gun anyway. Now, here is the big debate. It shoots 28-degree nails. I guess I'll put them that way. And it's a clipped head nail. I don't know if I'm getting that in the camera very good. I'll try to get up there where you guys can see it. Clipped head nail. Some, I'll say jurisdictions, some counties, some states don't allow clipped head nails for construction, or should I say for framing. Hurricane states, I guess earthquake, tornado, whatever. I don't know what that extent goes to. So I'm not, if you're a contractor, I'm not suggesting you use these, or even if you're a home do-it-yourselfer. Make sure you check with your building code stuff first. Now here's my dilemma. 28-degree clipped head nails. Can I use them in, say, the Pierce County area? I'm trying to find the building codes online, and I can find everything I need for what I need to do for my patio, but it only lists, that I can find, it only lists the I guess the dimensions of the nail. It doesn't really say, it has to be so long and it has to be so round, length and diameter, but it doesn't say anything about the head, whether I can use clipped head or if I only have to use full head. Don't quote me on this. If I'm missing something, please comment down below. If you're in the Washington State, Seattle, Pierce County area, let me know. This is all new to me. I'm the new kid on the block, or I'm the old kid on the block with a new toy, and I want to do it right. I called a contractor. He says, "Well, you could ask an inspector." Great, but here's where I'm at. As long, from what I'm reading in the code section of, I don't know if it's a Pierce County, Washington State, whatever, it says as long as it's a non-load bearing wall, I don't need a permit, if I'm reading this correctly. Okay, so if I don't need a permit, I'm not going to go get a inspector. But it does say I have to build my wall, my enclosure, per code. Okay, so I don't have a problem with that. If I don't need a permit, hey, great, it's a non-load bearing wall. So I follow the code. I'm trying to find all the codes. Where do you guys find this stuff? Contractors, help me out here. I understand codes are changing all the time, so I found stuff on what I need for the jack plate, or no, I take that back. Jack stud, what I need to do with my lower and top plate, blah blah blah. And I'm going to probably blow it all up so I can follow this, and then I might even draw some type of a blueprint so I can follow along and do what I need to do. I don't have a problem with building it per code, even if I don't need a inspector or a permit. as far as I'm reading. If I need a permit, and then that's fine. I don't have an issue with that. But I still want to build it per code, whatever the code is. I understand they're changing. Anyway, that's kind of the dilemma with these puppies. I don't know if they're allowed here. I'm going to try to contact a few more contractors and find out, hey, you know, can I frame with these? You know, are they legal to frame with? You know, I don't know. I need to find that out about. Anyway, enough of that. You see where I'm at. So this is what we're at. We're with it. Price, it's a little bit heavier, and we don't know if we can use these. Now, there's a couple options. There's a company that puts out nails. They put out a couple nail guns. I can't remember. One's a 28 degree. It's a Pelosi or whatever the heck the name of the company is. I think it's an orange gun or red gun. I'm not sure. I've never seen one in real life, but it will shoot a 30 degree nail full head. Now, I'm also understanding that maybe I read somewhere in a couple articles where it says some guns will shoot both clipped head and nail gun. Clipped head and full head. Now, don't quote me on this. This is what I'm reading. So correct me if I'm wrong. There's all kinds of places you guys can put comments or experiences or whatever you guys had. So I noticed that Home Depot carries these in a 28 degree, no, a 30 degree, I'm sorry, full head. So some guys are saying, you know, well, you can change it a little bit. You can, if it's a 28 degree, you should be able to shoot a 30 degree. I read one article or one comment or one guy says he's shooting 34 degree in a 28 degree gun, and it seems to be doing okay. I don't want to go that extreme, but I might be able to get away with 2 degrees difference between 28 and 30 and a full head. I don't know that. Once I fire this gun, I've already got it oiled, and once I fire it, I will consider it mine, and then eventually go buy a box of 30 degree nails, which I hate to do because they're like 40 bucks. If they don't fire in this gun, then I'm stuck with it, and I have to try to sell it on Crackhead List or OfferUp or something like that. No, they're not sponsoring me, so I'm just throwing that out there, what my options would be if the 30 degree doesn't work. If these are legal, then I don't have to worry about it. I also don't like the fact that I have to only get these at Harbor Freight. Clipped head nails are hard to come by. Lowe's has a whole big slew of 21 degree full head nails, paper, you know, plastic, call it a welded wire, blah, 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 and they've got a little itty bitty section of 30 degree nails. And I'm like, well, that's great, but I don't know if a 30 will work in my 28 degree gun. Maybe it will. I don't know. It's only 2 degrees difference. Maybe they'll fire. I don't know. If you guys have experience with this, please let me know. So with that, I'm going to load these puppies in. I've already got my compressor set to 70 psi. I've never fired this gun before. This is going to be my first. Only experience I've ever had is with the Brad nailer. We're talking, you know, not apples and oranges here. So we'll see what happens. We've already covered the weight of the gun, price, you know, blah, blah. This is something you got to do. I'm not suggesting you do any of this one way or the other. This is my dilemma. This is what I'm up against. So I'm just putting it out there. So we have gun. I've already oiled it. I've already changed my... Oh, matter of fact, I've already got the slide back on it. That's not what they call that. I know that's the magazine. I can't remember what the heck they call it. I'm going to call it a slide. That's not the correct terminology. So, we take our cute little nails. And no, you don't load them that way. They have to face forward. And they go in here, and I would... Well, maybe I can show you. They kind of drop in there like that. And it almost looks like it might fire... it might load a full head nail in there. We don't know if this mechanism will handle a full head nail, and this is where it all happens. So that's what we're kind of worried about. So there's and there we go. Already it wasn't tracking correctly. I don't like that, so we'll throw another set in there, and there we go. And they are. Oops. And they're in there. And then we take this little guy, pull it back, push that in, and gently let that go, and it locks in there. There we go. Now all we got to do is, and it also here has, I'm going to call it rapid fire, but you know, we hold down the trigger, and rapid fire is not the word, and I can't think of it right now. Or you have single fire, pull the trigger, blast a nail, and go that route. And that's here. I have not messed with any of the adjustments here, so I don't know how it's going to fire. I don't know how deep it's going to fire. I know nothing about this. Like with the smaller gun, you can... Sorry about that. I thought I had that all in the... You can turn your exhaust however you want it to blow out. I'll go off to the side so I'm not blowing oil all over the car. See what happens. Remember once again, and Harbor Freight's, I'm not being sponsored by anybody. This is all on my own with my own money, so this isn't a whatever video. Safety glasses, earmuffs. I'll probably get louder here. Got my chunk of wood here. It's a treated piece of fencing that I used many years ago. It's going to be my perfect demolition piece. We're shooting 2.5-inch nails. Compressor's already up to par. Always point the gun away from you. We'll see what happens. Okay, I just heard that fill up. Do I hear a leak? Nope, I guess I don't. Okay, here we go. I have no idea what's gonna happen here. Hopefully it won't get ugly on me. Whoa! Woohoo! Doggone! Wow. That's got some serious kick to it. So what I'm going to do here, for safety purpose, point it away. Wow, that holds a lot of air. Wow. So, here's what we got for the very first firing of the nail. And it did not go all the way in. So I'm not going to blame the gun. I'm going to blame that on me. And we're going to try something different. We're going to try to hold the gun harder to the wood. This is pretty hefty wood too. I mean, this is treated 4x4, so it's pretty hefty. Wow. Okay, so we'll try that again. That's interesting. Oh, and you can see the kind of clipped head design there. Anyway, the way they manufactured that nail. Oh, how clear that is. Let's get that right up in there so you can see the clipped head part. Let's see what happens. Interesting. Yeah, wow. Point the gun away from you, keep your fingers off the trigger, you hear the gun load up. That's interesting. Okay, so we want to try something a little bit different here. Okay, I push down on it. When you're not using it, always keep your finger off the trigger. I mean, it's not supposed to fire anyway, but it's treated like a regular loaded gun. It's a gun, it just shoots nails. Either way, it can cause damage that you don't want to deal with. Okay, so here's the second nail. I don't know if I can. So this was the first one. It's up in the air more. It's up in the air more. The second one went down a little bit, but it's not flush. So I think what I need to do is do the adjustment on the gun. I'm not going to do that right now. I want to play with that a little bit, but I'll actually read the instructions, and before I play with the adjustment, I might hit it a couple more times and see if maybe it's a break-in thing. I doubt it, but let's see what happens a couple more times, and if I can't get the nail to sink down in there like I want it to, I will play with the adjustment. You know what? I'm curious about something. Let me grab a 2x4. We're not always shooting into 4x4s. Maybe that's its limit. I mean, it shouldn't be. Let me grab a 2x4 and see what happens. Well, then I'll have to hold the 2x4 off of here so it doesn't shoot into this, since I'm using 2.5-inch nails. Although if you had two 2x4s, you technically would be at 4 inches. Technically. I'm going to try treated 2x4. Old stuff I got sitting around. I'll hold it off to here and blast a couple nails in it. As a matter of fact, I'll just hold it there and do it. Let's see what happens. That's interesting. Listen to that gun. Okay, let's see what happens. flush. Flush. Well, I mean, it sticks out there, but that's actually perfect. I mean, it's right there at the surface. So I'm going to have to experiment with this with more 2x4s. Two 2x4s on end, you know, maybe, and then, I don't know, try to build some real-world examples of how that would work. Yeah, definitely put it in there. Not a problem. So I'm not going to adjust the gun just for the... Here, let me take these out so I'm not yelling. I'm not going to adjust the gun just for the plain Jane fact that in 2x4 it does what it's supposed to do. Blasting something in a 4x4, you're most likely not going to do that. So that's not really realistic. This is more realistic. Maybe what I could do... I'm not gonna emulate that right now, but maybe a 2x4 into that. I don't know. Once again, that's not realistic. This is more fence type stuff. This is more of what you'd really be dealing with. So, wow. Yeah, it had no problem putting it in there. I like that. So, so when I go to do my fence this summer, this will be perfect because that's basically what I'm going to be using. Treated lumber, treated fence, and you know, we'll go that route with it. So, not quite sure what to think about it right off the bat. It has a lot of kick to it, which, you know, it's got to do its job. It's slamming a nail into a piece of wood. First time using it. Hey, great. I'm going to try to find some more practice pieces with it to where I would actually use the whole 2-inch nail rather than blasting it out like that, because that's, you know, it works, but I want to know what happens when you got two 2x4s you're working with. But, yeah, that, you know, I don't know what to tell you. I guess I could, I'm not going to do that till I have a different piece of wood. That's really all I got. You know, I don't think this is very informative. It's just, like I said, old kid on the block with a new toy, trying it out. Now I need to figure out about the whole clip nail versus full head stuff with that. Have you guys have experience with this, with the clip head, the full head? If you guys are familiar, and if anybody's got any ideas on how I can find a better way to find building codes and crap online, I'm trying. I know the city puts out stuff, I know the state puts out stuff, but it's like, have fun looking through all that. I see a lot of amendments, I see a lot of meetings, I don't care about the meetings, amendments, yeah, whatever. I just want to know what I need to use now to do what I got to do. And I'll check it again this summer, because I don't plan on doing this till springtime or summer. Fence, I'm not too worried about. The enclosure for the patio, I got some concerns. I want to do that right, and I don't want to have to worry about taking it all apart because I didn't do something right. Anyway, that's the Harbor Freight nail gun, 28 degree. Hopefully this has helped or gives you some ideas or something. I'm still debating whether I made the mistake of getting that type of gun, the nail head, blah, blah, blah. So that's all I got. Anyway, thank you. Please rate, comment, and subscribe. And you guys, any information you guys may have, hopefully there's some contractors out there that can tell me one way or another if this will shoot a round head 30 degree nail, then that gun just became very, very valuable for the price. It definitely is not lacking in power. So anyway, with that, thanks a lot. You guys have a great night, and we'll see you here soon with some more fun stuff, I hope, or some more nonsense, whichever way that's going to go. Thanks a lot. Bye.